when we started to work on this use case, for the question like should we use blockchain for doing this use case, the answer was no. And we finally decided to do it on blockchain, and notably to gain the experience curve that we needed.
So talking about implementation, if I have the value chain, the insurance value chain, let's make another example. I have the insurance value chain, I have the policyholder, I have the broker, I have the primary insurer, and then I have the reinsurer. And I have the money now for one blockchain initiative. Where should I start along the insurance value chain? Where would you start? Would you start all on the same spot or wherever?
Well, I think for this question there's no right or wrong, because you also can extend your value chain to the capital market, and then sooner or later in the future there might be only the policyholder and the capital market, and everything in between will be.
But we have to start tomorrow.
Okay, then we like B3I did. We said we start with a project where we have some standardized agreements at the beginning. So we do speak a certain common language where we can use a blockchain application to automate a manual process. This is not disruptive at the first place, but being disruptive in theory might really create big problems in the implementation phase.
For example, I just have to spend the money and show some results. So okay. You would start with digitalizing some on point?
Either this or choose any parametric insurance line of business and try to automate this with the means of blockchain, smart contracts, and sensoric.
Philip?
Yeah,
I can see your expression.
Yeah, I'm debating really. I wouldn't say the distributed ledger is all about standardization. So from my point of view, now you can certainly go down that route. I think there are some commoditized classes where you might actually want to use it to drive what we all might determine as automated contracts based on parametric pricing or elsewhere. But actually, I don't think it's all about that. So if I had the 500,000, I'd be saying to you, where at the moment do you have the most friction in terms of of communication? So where have you got a complex group of people coming together to either generate a single number or to generate an outcome? And I would say I would think about using distributed ledger there first. And I would build a pilot with the participants, or a proof of concept with the participants initially, on that basis. Now that might be in placement, it might be in claims, it might be at the primary end in engagement with customers. I think it's very dependent on you as an organisation, because each organisation currently has different relative efficiencies in different places. And by the way, I don't want to say that I don't think blockchain ultimately has a strategic element too, because I think it does, but I think we have to start somewhere practical, and I think we have to start like most change, you're going to start slowly and build.
Okay, Frank?
Yeah, because we started 2 years ago actually by launching one of the first insurance policy within a smart contract on Ethereum, by doing a flight delay kind of parametric things. Yeah, and it was super interesting, because when we started to work on this use case, for the question like should we use blockchain for doing this use case, the answer was no. And we finally decided to do it on blockchain, and notably to gain the experience curve that we needed. And what does it mean? It means that 2 years later, we've launched many other initiatives. One in Sweden about unemployment insurance connected to the ledger of the states, and so involving many different third parties. And I believe that we have now the right level of experience regarding smart contract, the use of blockchain and distributed ledger technology. So I believe it's super important to start at some point with a concrete implementation, not a POC, but really something that is working, involving many different parties, and then we will learn on the technology by doing.